Tulip bulbs do not tolerate temperatures below 10 C in the soil, so if we have acquired them in spring or live in an area with very cold winters, we will have to store them until a more optimal time for them. In this video from thedailyEco, we explain how to preserve them correctly. Pay attention and take notes. 1. Cut the stems. Use properly sterilized pruning shears to cut the bulbs of the tulips planted when their flowers have already died. By doing so, we prevent the plant from wasting energy on maintaining pots that would soon die anyway. Make the cut as close to the ground as you can, but only cut the stem, not the leaves. 2. Wait for the leaves to dry and yellow. This takes about 6 weeks, during which time the bulb will have stored energy from the sun thanks to its leaves. During this time, reduce watering the tulips to avoid rotting problems. Use a shovel to loosen the soil around the bulb and finally carefully extract it. 3. Remove the roots and leaves. By this point, they should come off easily with the same hand, without needing to resort to scissors. Nevertheless, if they do not come off, use a sterilized pruning tool, the same one you will use to cut off whatever remains of the stem as close as you can to the base of the bulb, but without damaging it. 4. Clean the bulbs. Carefully remove any remaining soil, dust, dirt, or anything else with kitchen paper. 5. Check for bulbs in poor condition. A tulip bulb should be firm and smooth. If you see soft or dark brown areas, this will indicate rotting problems. In response to this, you can directly discard the bulb or try to clean the affected area with the kitchen paper. You can even prune the affected part if it is not too large. 6. Store the bulbs. Do it in a cool, dry place for about 48 hours. It should not be exposed to sunlight, nor should there be moisture in the environment, as either of these conditions can cause rot. Before we proceed, let's put you to the test. Which of the following statements about tulips is correct? A. They originate from Holland. B. Their flowers are edible. C. There are only 5 colors. Think carefully, because at the end of the video, you'll be able to check if you got it right. 7. Wrap each bulb in newspaper. Do it separately and choose where to store it. You can hang them in a typical onion or potato net in a cool, dark room like a garage, in a closet, or, if your climate is very hot, in the fridge. 8. Regularly check the condition of your bulbs. If they are very wrinkled or dry, then spray some water on them to maintain minimal levels of moisture and prevent them from dying. In autumn, but before the first frost arrives, you can plant them again. Tips for preserving them correctly. One of the most common mistakes is believing that bulbs cannot be stored in the fridge. We can do it, and in some climates, it is highly recommended, but certain guidelines must be followed. The first and most important thing is not to store them with other fruits or vegetables, which emit ethylene, a gas that kills tulip bulbs. The other important requirement is to keep them covered from the light in the fridge, so they must be protected in an opaque drawer. The other common mistake is not providing them with any moisture at all, as the bulb is alive and needs a certain level of moisture. If a lot of time passes and your bulbs seem to worsen, use a water sprayer to provide them with some moisture, but change the newspaper afterwards. Usually, bulbs can last between 6 and 12 weeks if we take good care of the entire process. Extending the time the bulb is out of the soil is likely to end badly, as it will have deteriorated a lot, and most likely, it will not be able to grow and develop the plant. Finally, you should know that the ideal time to plant bulbs is in autumn. And going back to the question we asked you earlier, have you thought about it? The correct answer is B. Tulip flowers are edible. For example, their petals are used in salads. Tell us, do you have tulips in your home? Until next time, ecologists.